My passion for design has always sort of been there as a love of making things. I've always been a practical person and a hands-on person. My ideas for design sort of vary greatly on the projects. I don't think there's any sort of set eureka moment. Designing is something that's constantly in my life. As a designer, I particularly like sort of retro and niche objects, things that sort of represent the time in which they were made. You're thinking about it every time, you're fidgeting with devices, you're seeing how things work. People hand you things and you kind of play with them and dismantle them, which is the bane of most of my friends' existence. You know, I'm always destroying things accidentally, I'm sorry. I'm quite passionate about transport design and the way that people move, and so I was trying to find a new way to approach how we commute and how we sort of move around right now.
My mother was an artist. That entailed being a sculptor and a painter and then an inventor. Before my mother died, she wrote a story for me. Walking with my friend Carl to the gallery, I said, it would be a handsome thing to invent a pocket umbrella, and I begged him to keep it a secret. She had each individual spoke modified by a watchmaker and told them it was for a lampshade design. A contemporary newspaper article described her invention as the magic umbrella of the sculptress. The umbrella was patented in 1929 and it actually sold in the thousands. We had to leave Vienna in 1938 after the Nazis annexed Austria.
At the age of 16, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and pretty much was told that I probably wouldn't see my 18th birthday. They gave me like about a 30% chance of seeing my 18th birthday. Well, I was pretty much going into hospital for treatment pretty much every day of the week. I had 14 to 18 months of chemo and radiotherapy and then a bone marrow transplant at the end of that. I was on a lot of drugs at the time, a lot of painkillers. With all the chemicals and stuff they were putting through my body, I was pretty tired most of the time. I was probably only really conscious or awake for maybe 6 hours a day at the most.
I'm joined live by the Chase's science reporter, Julian Morrow. Julian, has the cloning ban worked?
Yes, Julian. In fact, the government says the ban has been 100% effective.
And joining us from the CSIRO's Cloning Research Bureau is Dr. Julian Morrow. Now, Dr. Morrow, I understand you're campaigning to end the cloning ban.
Yes, that's right, I am.
But hasn't animal cloning, like Dolly the sheep, for example, shown us that clones suffer terrible health problems?
No, that's not true.
The magic of television. And this is the way we do it.
Our trained stuntman Mick is nowhere near a mountain. He's wearing a harness which is secured to a rope strong enough to hold a 4-ton truck.
This is the New Zealand National Triathlon Championship.
She's been biking out there for virtually the whole race by herself, waiting for them to catch up, and now that they're there, she'll just have to sit in there, have a bit of a break, but certainly out of these three, the fast runner's got to be Chanel Barrett.
Sako will go out there and hopefully work with a really good bunch and get up there so we've got a reasonable lead to get onto the run.